MSI might not be the first name that comes to mind when you think about keyboards. They do make quite a few different models, but components is no doubt what they're known best for. But the Forge GK600 TKL might change that. At least I hope it does a little bit, because spoiler alert, it's good. It sounds great, it feels great, I think it looks great, and best of all, it costs around 65 quid at the minute. There's not a lot that I don't like about this keyboard. Let's run through all of the details, shall we? Hi guys, I'm Matt and welcome to Kit Guru. Let's start with the pricing then. I mentioned it just then. The Forge GK600 TKL will set you back just 65 quid if you grab it from Amazon here in the UK at the moment. It's currently on sale from its full RRP, which is still pretty good, of £74.99. Compared to some of the keyboards that I've looked at in the past, that's an absolute steal. Design-wise, the GK600 feels like a big step away from the usual keyboard designs that we see from MSI. It looks much more modern and much more keyboard enthusiast pleasing, if you get what I mean. It comes in two different designs. Sky, which is the one they sent out for review and I have on the desk in front of me, which is mostly white with light grey and dark bluey grey sort of accented keycaps. And then the other finish is called Violet, which I'm pretty sure is only available in the US, and that's got a mixture of pastel pink and violet colours, hence the name. The GK600 has a totally plastic top and bottom case, something which I'd usually criticise, but at this price point, and especially considering that it's got a screen in the top right corner as well, I can more easily overlook it. The case has curved corners and chamfered edges. There's not a sharp angle in sight, and I think it looks great. It feels really good as well. The board's only available in the TKL layout that I've got here, so you'll give up the numpad for some extra desk space, but you're going to retain the arrow keys and the function row across the top. Coming back to talk about the screen that I just mentioned, it's a 1.06 inch display, which allows for control over the backlighting and the volume. You can cycle through 20 different preset lighting modes, and then you can adjust the colour and the speed of each of them. The lighting performance on the GK600 is pretty good. It's bright, vibrant and uniform. The keycaps don't have shine through legends, which helps with that uniformity, but it could be a little bit of an issue for someone or some people when you try typing in the dark. Also, there's no software customization for this keyboard at all. Everything is done through the screen or by using keyboard shortcuts. When you're done messing with the lighting settings on that screen though, there's a sort of kind of info panel or home screen, for lack of a better term, on the display itself, which shows the battery life, lock key statuses, and whether you have the device set up for Windows or Mac OS. The keyboard doesn't auto switch back to that kind of info page by itself, though you have to manually navigate back to it if you've been changing the lighting, for example. I think it'd be a little bit better and a little bit more convenient if the screen kind of timed out back to that sort of home page to give you the info. That's a very minor nitpick, but I hope they can fix that with a firmware update. Flipping things over to look at the bottom of the keyboard then shows a pretty standard bottom case with two-way adjustable fold-out feet, and then in the middle there's storage for the wireless dongle and a pair of toggle switches for changing the active connection method and switching between Windows and Mac OS modes. Anyone who uses both at the same time, say having the 2.4 GHz dongle in a PC and then Bluetooth connected to a Mac, is going to have to flip the board over to switch those things over. It's not the most convenient area to place the toggles. I get why they've done it, they're out of the way, but I think they would be more user-friendly if they were placed along the top edge of the keyboard. With that being said though, seeing dual OS support with a switch to flip between them, a hardware toggle to flip between them, alongside three-way connectivity on a keyboard at this price point is a big plus in itself. The keycaps are die sub PBT, and while not quite in the same league as double shot PBT, they're still good. They feel nice to type on, they have a slightly textured finish, and they've been made pretty well. I can't see any burrs or blemishes anywhere on the ones that I've been sent out. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is the font that MSI have gone with for the legends on the keycaps. I personally think the GK600 would look a little better with something a bit more clean and simple. They've gone for this case design, which looks modern and it's got a simple aesthetic, and I think the keycap legends don't really match up with that very well. I'd like to see something a bit cleaner. As for switches, there's only one option, and there's not a lot of information about them on MSI's website, apart from the fact that they're linears. Having a look at one shows that they've got a kind of semi-box design to the stems and what I would call a medium weight spring. They're pre-lubed from the factory, and in all honesty, they feel pretty good to type on. The switches, they are hot swappable though, so if you don't like them, it's easy to swap them out if you want to. The stabilisers, they're also factory lubed and they're plate mounted, and for this price point they do an exceptional job of minimising rattle on the keys where they're installed. Have a listen to this and then let us know in the comments what you think. So coming out of that sound test, just a reminder, this keyboard costs 65 quid at the minute, and I think it has no right to sound as good as it does with a price tag like that. It's deep and it's thucky, but then it's slightly creamy. Or just take all of the keyboard enthusiast adjectives, wrap them into one, and I think this sounds like all of them. It's maybe not clacky. The acoustics are helped with the attention that MSI has put into the internal dampening. There's 5 layers of it in total. 1 silicone pad at the bottom, and then 4 layers of different foam to help keep internal reverb to a minimum. And I think they pretty much nailed it. Not only does it sound good, it feels really nice to type on too. As always, I wrote this video using the Forge GK600 TKL, and it was a pleasure. It's got a gasket mounted PCB, which helps give you a nice cushioned feel when you're using it. As for gaming, there's not too much specific to talk about here. There's no rapid trigger, no adjustable actuation or fancy gaming features like that. It's just plug it in and away you go. And away I went, straight into Escape from Tarkov's hardcore wipe, and the GK600 worked seamlessly throughout my testing. Again, just like when typing, it feels great to use. Now, coming on to talk about connectivity and battery life, most of my testing has been done using the 2.4 GHz wireless connection, with a few short dabbles with Bluetooth and the included 1.8 meter USB cable. The wireless has been flawless, it's not had a single dropout, and the board wakes up quickly after being in standby mode. Powering the wireless modes is a 4000 mAh battery, which MSI claim can deliver up to 20 days of battery life with the RGB turned off. Now, I haven't had a chance to put that 20-day claim to test, but I can tell you that the battery is pretty impressive. I've been running it with the RGB on full, and I've not noticed any alarming rate of power drain at all. Charging it up, that isn't the fastest I've ever seen at 6 hours for a full charge using the cable connected to a USB 3 port, but you can obviously still use it while it's plugged in, so it's not a big deal at all. When in Bluetooth mode, you can connect to 3 devices simultaneously and then easily switch between them with keyboard shortcuts. That's ideal for anyone with a multi-system setup, like streamers, for example, with dual PC setups. You can have the keyboard on 2.4 gig on your main PC, have it connected with Bluetooth to your streaming PC, and you can easily control OBS on your second PC or whatever. Wrapping things up then, there's honestly not a lot I don't like about the MSI Forge GK600 TKL. Admittedly, the pricing is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in my overall opinion, but that's not to take away just how much of a good job MSI have done creating a board that delivers almost everywhere it needs to. Yeah, sure, the materials aren't the most premium, the keycaps aren't double shot, and there's no rapid trigger or stuff like that, but it's 65 quid and it sounds and feels amazing and it's a pleasure to use. The screen, that's genuinely useful for checking the battery life and tinkering with the lighting. It's simple but convenient. I just wish it defaulted back to that kind of main home screen. I'd absolutely love it if MSI made a version 2 or a pro version of this keyboard with a full metal case, a few more functions added to the screen, and maybe slightly better keycaps and that sort of stuff. Just elevate it a bit and make a premium version of it, because I think it'd be great. That's not to take away from this keyboard as a product on its own though. I really like it, and I think anyone who appreciates a good typing experience will like it too. And that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave us a like down below if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to Kit Guru to keep up with the latest PC gaming news and reviews. And if you go down below this video, you'll find links to our merch store if you want to pick yourself up a Kit Guru t-shirt or hoodie or something like that. Then in the video's description, there's more links to our Discord server, our Patreon page, and our website if you want to check any of that stuff out. Anyway, guys, I've been Matt. This has been the Forge GK600 TKL from MSI, an absolute banging keyboard for 65 quid or 75 quid at full price. Anyway, I will speak to you in the next one. Look after yourselves. See you later.